If you experience a loss of capacity, it generally means that the sealed air system has been compromised in some way. First, check the auger end dumper door. There may be a product or ice buildup in the opening. This happens most often in grain with a lot of straw, or if you're cleaning up grain piles covered with ice or snow. Remove the buildup. Next, check the spring tension on the dumper door and adjust it to ensure a tight seal. Third, check for wear on the wear strips on the sides of the dumper door. Air leaking past the door will compromise the airlock system. Check that all ports and doors are closed and sealed securely. Any leaks will cause a loss of suction and thus decrease capacity. If there's a drop in suction, check the auger seals and inspection door seals first. If there are any leaks or if a seal is damaged, replace it. Capacity can also be affected by an inaccurate reading of the PTO speed. Adjust the PTO speed when moving lighter products and check the tachometer speed on the GRAINVAC. Do not rely on the tractor PTO tachometer. Inspect the GRAINVAC body through the inspection window to make sure it isn't full of grain. Check the drum for plugging with snow, ice, debris. Check the drum drive components, including the drum drive belt, for premature wear and slipping. Make sure the drum is turning freely and that the baffle inside the drum is not turning with the screen. The machine will start to hop if the baffle is turning with the shaft. This is caused by a buildup of ice, product, etc. between the drum screen and the baffle, or by seized baffle bearings. Check for sprocket or chain wear. See the operator's manual or the maintenance section on the menu of this DVD. The gearbox is protected by the shear bolt located here. Check the shear bolt and or the drive chain to see that they're not broken. Check the rotor drive components. Swing the air throttle to make sure it moves, rotates freely, and is not seized in the closed position. As you swing the air throttle, check inside the top dust chamber portal to visually check and make sure the baffle is moving when you swing the arm. If the baffle is not moving, tighten the baffle set screws onto the shaft, or replace them if they've fallen out. Look at the layout of the pipes and hoses you are using to make sure there are no abrupt changes in direction or elevation. See the operator's manual for some recommended hose configurations. Although PVC may seem an inexpensive alternative, its use will generate enough static electricity to shatter the pipe or give you a severe shock. We repeat, never use PVC pipe. For your safety, use only those pipes and hoses recommended for use with this machine. Another possible reason for loss of capacity is if any of the augers are not turning or if the flighting is not adjusted properly. Check that the connecting lugs on each section of the auger are in place and make sure the auger flighting has not been damaged. If a foreign object like a rock or a piece of wood has been put through the machine, the auger flighting can be bent back with a resulting loss of capacity. With the middle and upper augers in the transport position, facing the end of the auger flighting, the end of the flighting should be in a 6 o'clock position, and the drive dog at the 8 o'clock position to ensure smooth grain flow and minimize grain damage. Other positions of the flighting or the drive dog will result in the grain cycling between the auger sections, which slows the grain flow up the auger and damages the grain. Check the orientation at the base of the middle and upper auger joints. In some circumstances, static electricity can build up in the machine because of the friction between the hose and the grain. This static electricity causes product buildup in the drum, plugging the drum screen. Lowering the jack to the ground will ground the machine. For extra grounding, lay the safety chain on the ground as well. In the winter, clearing the snow away from beneath the jack or the chain will make a better ground. Static conditions can vary from one bin location to the next. If you move sunflowers, we recommend that you take time after use to pressure wash the rotating drum to remove any residual sunflower oil. This prevents chaff from sticking to the drum. Make sure that you open the auger cleanout door to allow the tank to drain and dry out. When moving very dry product that has a tendency to crack, a high-speed empty auger may crack the product, so throttling down the tractor may help. It's also helpful to allow the vac tank to fill with just enough grain to cover the bottom auger flighting, though this is a tricky process to maintain. Check your hose configuration. Check the flexible steel hose for internal damage and replace the hose if necessary. Check to see if the auger and dumper door spring is too tight or binding and adjust the spring tension accordingly. Make sure the dust chamber is cleaned out. Throttle down if moving lighter products. Check all the drive components, that is the drum drive, the gearbox drive components, the auger drive components, and the rotor drive components. Make sure the drum screen is clear and not sticky from moving oilseed crops. If excessive material is coming through the dust exhaust, check the dust chamber and make sure it's empty. Inspect the drum screen holes to make sure they are not worn too large. Ensure the end of the drum screen is overlapping the air throttle inlet. This stops product from escaping from the drum screen into the air exhaust.